just dies while you're driving.
We're going 12 miles an hour right now.
Jeez. We're not doing anything like that. We don't pollute the bay. We don't dump anything in the bay. I like to come out and turn the spotlight on. But be careful because we could fall in, but oh, hey, what's that? The idea, of course, is to get this paint off the wall and get one room super clean. We're gonna get more livable.
Our mission is to save these incredible abandoned lighthouses using new technology while preserving the history and helping the environment of the Chesapeake Bay. This is Project Lighthouse. So we are staying out on this lighthouse for the first time, and we got our bedrooms set up enough to sleep in, and now we are starting the massive job of cleaning up and restoring this lighthouse that's been abandoned for over 50 years.
Okay, quick mini project for today. Our bedroom needs a door on it to keep the dust out and keep the heat in because it is really cold here at night. And last night, Thomas just hung up some cut some trash bags and covered up the doorway with them. But I did discover that we have some old vinyl. There it is there. Some super heavy duty vinyl that we bought and we brought out here. When we first bought the lighthouse, the windows were open and doors and stuff. So Matt and I came out and screwed this heavy duty vinyl in the windows, and some people commented and said that won't last for the first storm or whatever. Well, guess what? That was over a year ago, close to 2 years. That we sealed up the lighthouse. We're working at the other lighthouse in the meantime. All the vinyl really held up well. So I'm gonna cut a piece and I'll show you. I'll put it on the door. There's Thomas's behind that curtain editing. We'll just come down here and take a look out there real fast. It is about as calm of a day as you could possibly ask for. And it's January and it's really not that cold. It gets colder at night, but I never get tired of glancing out and seeing this beautiful view. And there's the top of the lighthouse. All right, catch you guys later. Being on an offshore lighthouse is all about innovation and rigging things. You probably can't even see in the video that that is a door. We don't have time to get a door, bring it out here, and get the right size and get it installed. We need something right now, so this piece of vinyl actually makes a really nice door. Lets light in, and we can check and see, make sure Thomas is slaving away at the computer making videos. Oh, I think you can hear us through this vinyl door. So here's how it works. Look, it seals up nicely, and just pull it away and go inside the room. So you can really tell, right, Thomas? You can tell that it's sealed up already.
Yeah,
the heat's staying in. So there's Thomas crouching on the floor, grinding out videos, and we're making progress. It's a super calm day today, so it's a great day to demonstrate that we're in the Chesapeake Bay, which has a tidal flow of water in and out. The tide goes in different directions at different times of day, and at certain times there's something called a slack tide where it's not moving at all. It is moving right now, so I want to demonstrate by, I'll throw this bird wing down in there, and we definitely wouldn't want to end up in the water right now because you would have to swim back to the lighthouse. So let's just see. So you see how fast it is moving away. So if we ended up in the water, we would be immediately moving away from the lighthouse into the vast, vast unknown. We'll definitely try not to do that and, you know, swim back to the lighthouse if we would fall in the water. So already that bird wing is a good 30 feet or so away. So just something to think about. There's definitely currents around the lighthouse, and I don't even know if this is a fast time or a slow time of current. I'm gonna have to learn all that. There's that bird wing all the way over there, about 100 feet away already. So it's kind of a dangerous place, and the water is very cold. So we are going to be careful.
How's it going?
Good, I guess. I mean, it's going slow, but I mean, look, you know, I'm scraping and it's going right down to the bare wood. Then I just have to pick in the beaded area out. And I mean, it's the way, I can't imagine anything else being easier. This handle that you found is a game changer. Now I can stand back and put good pressure on it, and it works. I mean, look.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like 10, 15 seconds. So, like I said, I can't imagine anything being better, and I'm happy with that. So we're gonna get a sander and with a vacuum HEPA attachment and just go over, sand everything smooth, and then we'll be priming, and this room will go through a beautiful transformation. This is our first time out here, so we're gonna keep bringing more equipment every time we come out. Little tools that'll make things a little better. We'll make some improvements, but while I'm here, I'm just putting in the hours. A lot of people give up and say, oh, you know, I'll just pay somebody else to do it or whatever, but the truth is when you're here, we don't have TV, we don't have any distractions, there's nowhere to go. So I'm just gonna put in the hours. If I can put in 12, 18 hours a day here, just scraping, 18 hours, you can do 2 whole days worth of work and just get it done. All right, guys, it's about 9:30 p.m. and I'm punching out for the night. As far as work getting done, did a lot of cleanup, straighten up, organizing, setting up. I did get this whole wall, all the loose paint down mostly to the wood, scraped down, and then I'm gonna need some platform to get up higher, but I did from here down, boy, that light is really bright up there. Can we, what? Is it okay? You wanna edit that out? The idea, of course, is to get this paint off the wall and get one room super clean. We're gonna get more livable. I haven't showered since Tuesday morning, and I'm ready to leave tomorrow. I think I'll be happy to leave tomorrow.
I'm getting sticky as well.
Yeah, without a full kitchen, without a bathroom, without a shower, you know, 4 days is kind of the limit, you know. Who was it? Benjamin Franklin said, fish and guests smell after 3 days. Well, also people working on a lighthouse smell after 3 days. It's nice and cold, so we don't smell too much. But anyway, I think we will if we don't get out of here tomorrow. Very excited. I love this house and I love where we are and very excited about the future. Big plans are, of course, you know, get those living facilities up that I just talked about so we're more comfortable staying out here for longer periods of time and bringing other people out. And I'll show you guys how I like to end my night here, even though the generator's running, is to remind myself of where I am and the beauty. I like to come out and turn the spotlight on, so be careful because we could fall in, but I just like to, hey, what's that? Some seaweed or is that a fish? Oh, I think it's some seaweed. In the summer, you can see crabs and all kinds of stuff swimming by. I don't know what that is, maybe a feather. So last night I came out and looked around and I immediately saw a huge shooting star because there's very little light pollution. There's a huge light from your thing. It is beautiful at night when you're not shining a light in my face. But I just love being out here. So let's get this place fixed up so we can bring other people out, get Darge built right there so we can get boats coming and going.
By the way, Darge is our dock barge, and you can follow the construction process in our Darge series.
Thank you for our YouTube members, and thank you for everyone else who's following along and all the great comments that we've been reading. We really appreciate you. As soon as we get a minute, we try to respond, which I'm kind of doing until I fall asleep tonight. All right, signing off. We'll see you guys. Wolf Trap out. So we get a lot of comments about fishing at the lighthouse. Apparently these lighthouses are amazing places to fish, and here we are, we're in the lighthouse. Now the thing is, I'm not a fisherman. I really don't know anything about fishing. You know, I can catch a bass or a sunfish in a pond. I've done that, but I never did saltwater fishing. Apparently that's a totally different animal. While we're out here working, one, I'm curious about what's in there and how easy it would be to catch fish. And two, what if we did get stranded out here for long periods of time? It'd be great if we learned how to fish. We could pull some fish out and I'm sure we could cook them up and make a really nice meal. So what I did was I brought a rod out. We stopped at Walmart, so I grabbed this Gulp Alive. I grabbed it mostly because I think it's a historical name for a fishing bait, Gulp. Gulp Alive looks, feels, and tastes alive. So I figured I don't have time for fishing out here. Uh-oh, did we get stuck on the caisson? Oh my God, I was gonna demonstrate this whole thing. And see, here's the problem.
Well, you're definitely not a fisher.
All right, so I figured from watching people fish, I know that you have to get your bait near the bottom. So normally they do trolling or something where they don't use a bobber, but we're here working. So I figured I could just throw a line in, extend the bait low enough and have a bobber, and it would be making the bait move around and look alive and stuff and whatever. And then I just check on it every once in a while. So I got this really cool bobber. It looks kind of like a buoy. I love that thing. And now I'm stuck on the caisson. My point is, I don't know anything about fishing, so.
You made your point. That was
yeah.
good.
So maybe somebody will explain to us how to saltwater fish or come out. We should bring somebody out, Thomas, and have them show us how to fish, because if we get stuck out here, I'd really like to get some food. Also, I want to try these lures. Now, the lures that I have come from lures that wound up on the deck at Hooper Island. For some reason, we find a lot of lures just like laying on the deck without line attached to them. And I think maybe they were in fish that died, and then Osprey picked them up and brought them up onto the Lighthouse and ate them and then threw the bait, the lure to the side. Although we have seen a couple fishermen casting and having their lure land. Actually, one went on our boat, our inflatable boat. This must be a good lure because someone was using it to fish at a lighthouse. I don't know anything about fishing. Look forward to learning it. Give me some tips in the comments, and maybe we'll be bringing you some videos of us actually catching fish. I was working, scraping this wall, and I felt a crunch, and I started to fall through. But I think we'll be okay because there's like concrete in the ceiling of the basement, so I'm not gonna fall right through. But yeah, this sucks because we're gonna have to replace this. It's just more work to do. It's not impossible, you know, as long as the floor trusses are in good enough condition, then we can just lay new flooring down and nail it down. It'll look authentic. A lot of people ask us, what do you do for security? You know, what if somebody came out and vandalized or whatever? Well, we have security cameras. There's one that's been here for, you know, almost 2 years. But today I'm upgrading to a better quality 4K camera. This one's by Eufy. We're not sponsored by them. That one is by Solium, and the quality of the camera is not as good. It's a very reliable camera. It's been there for a long time on an offshore lighthouse and hasn't broken. What's really cool is there's like a talkback feature. So we get a notification anytime it sees any movement. And the one time someone was out here, you know, with a boat, and I got the notification, and I could hear them talking, and they're asking, you know, how old is that lighthouse? I wonder. So I just got on the microphone and I said, hello. And they're like, hello, the lighthouse is talking. They're like, hey, the lighthouse is talking to us. And I'm sure it sounded like a robot or something on that little speaker, but I was like, the lighthouse was built in 1894. And they're like, wow, thank you, lighthouse. And I was like, thank you for visiting. So we do have security, and I'm upgrading. We have several cameras on the building, and obviously it is not allowed to even tie off at the lighthouse with your boat because of liability reasons. And that's that. So I'm gonna quick install this thing. Thomas, you got to see this. You know how these railings are all breaking and failing because they have these aluminum T's? I thought this was original, but then I'm thinking, how would they have those machine screws that hold it together and stuff? And they're breaking and falling off and very dangerous. But guess what I discovered? Look at this. They're not original. This is original. I think the bar is original, and it just has this really cool, look how much like effort and attention to detail stylistically and aesthetically they put into building simple industrial things, you know, back in the 1800s. Look how cool that is. We're gonna have to get a bunch of these made to replace all these railings. So if anyone out there in the internet's world does this type of architectural ironwork, I would love to speak with you about how we can replace all the railings and make them look amazing. We really like reading the sides of ships and seeing the ones that go by, especially cruise ships at night all lit up. That's an evergreen container ship. You see all the containers stacked very high. That is a ridiculously large ship. Containers, you know, sometimes they're about 10 stories high. It's insane. And Evergreen is notorious for running aground up near Baltimore, near our other lighthouse, Craig Hill Channel, lower range front light, and damaging an oyster bar. So one of the first things we have to do is install davits. And this is the davit base that was originally here. It goes down into the concrete, and it's this iron thing. It's on the blueprint, really cool, it goes down in there, but attached to it was the rest of the post for the davit. And we can't figure out how this was attached. There's no way they build it all in one piece. I would love it if someone who is familiar with antique iron knows and could tell us how this was attached to this. And otherwise we'll just cut it and weld a base plate to it that then we can bolt the rest of the davit to and bring it out.
By the way, we previously built davits at our other lighthouse, Hooper Island Light, but now that we have the blueprints, we want to do something historically accurate.
Just dies while you're driving.
We're going 12 miles an hour right now.
Jeez. Okay, I'll see you when you get here. Do you want to pull up and shut it off and tie off at the lighthouse and come up?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, all right, we'll be ready for you. See ya.
Excellent.
Bye. The boat is still running like crap. He said it shut off 3 times on him. He said he's only able to go like 12 miles an hour, and it's just sputtering along. So hopefully we make it back, or else we're going to be calling someone for a tow.
Yeah, that's annoying. Kyle's here, so let's see how
Great.
the boat's running.
Cannot wait to get a boat lift. Although even attaching to the boat lift is hard. I mean, these are just moderate waves.
Yeah.
This is like 1 to 2 feet. All right, so we're headed back. The boat is running. As soon as we get over about 3,200 RPM, it does start cutting out. So we can maintain about 12 miles an hour. And it's a beautiful sunset. There, go ahead and steer for me, Thomas. Lighthouse is behind us in the distance. It's seeming like we're gonna make it back because as long as we stay under 3,200 RPM, it runs just fine. So I don't know why it's starving for fuel or cutting out as soon as we get going faster. But the good news is we didn't have to call for help, and Kyle made it out here. But I mean, this boat normally, it'll go 35, almost 40 miles an hour. Yeah, close to 40 miles an hour. Something is wrong. We got to figure it out before we come out here again. Signing off for now. See you guys.